Okay, 7C guys, here's PC30, 2.3, 7C. So solve each equation algebraically and graphically. Identify any restrictions on the variable. So I've done A, I have a video for A already, so you can look that up if you need to. But C, okay, you also should be comfortable with the graphing calculator to solve graphically. I'll go through that as well. But algebraically, how would this work? Well, we want to try and solve for x, and in C, x is in two different spots. And x is also underneath the root sign here. So we have to get rid of the root sign, and we do that by squaring both sides. So if we just take both sides and we square both sides, that's an operation we can do to each side. That gets rid of the root sign here. And over here, I'm going to expand this. That's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 1 when I expand that out.
Do you want to take the root out full?
Yeah, you have to get rid of the root first. That's the first thing you do, because you can't combine any x terms or anything like that. You can't, there's no like terms here with that root over there. So you have to get rid of that root first. Yeah, so squaring would be your first job. Okay, so now we have some like terms that we can gather. So I've got x squareds on both sides. So I'm going to subtract x squared from both sides. That's going to be 2x squared. And it's going to be gone over here. Let's subtract 2x from both sides. So that's gone. It's over here now. And then let's subtract 1. Okay. So we have something that looks like this. I feel like I'm zoomed out a bit here. All right. Now, it's an equation, so we just have to solve for x. So we can divide both sides by 2 if we want, which would make this a little bit easier, I think. So that's x squared minus x minus 6. And we can factor this. You can use your quadratic formula, or you can factor this. It'll look like this. X, minus 3 times x plus 2, right? Because negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6, and negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So that's how that works. So we have an x equals positive 3 and a negative 2 as solutions algebraically here. Now, do both of those work? Because we should probably check those. But let's check them by graphing. And that'll be our check for now. So let's graph. There's two things you can do. You can pull all of these terms over to the same side and get one big group of terms and graph that graph. Or you can graph them separately and look for the intersection point like we did in 7a. So here's 7a, I graphed them separately, and here's the intersection point. So this x value was my solution. So let's do that again. Let's take our graphing calculator, we'll turn it on, clear everything, go to y equals, make sure that's all cleared. And I'll type in square root 3x squared minus 11. Put some brackets around that. I'll go to the next line. And we'll type in x plus 1. Okay, I don't know what my window's at, so we'll just do zoom 6 for a standard window, and we'll see what happens. Okay, there's the first one. And here is the second one. Okay. So just looking at this, at first look, it looks like we might only have one possible solution because there's only one intersection point. But I'm not sure about this down here. It looks like it does not intersect right here. So let me just clip that. Okay, let's put that right there. Oh. Nope. This is weird. Okay, it likes to be there. Okay, so if I'm looking right here, it doesn't look like it intersects. So it looks like the minus 2 might be an issue. Let's test it out. So if we check out algebraically negative 2, let's see, 3 times negative 2 squared minus 11 equals negative 2 plus 1. So on the left side, we're going to have 12 minus 11 is positive 1, so that's square root of 1 is 1. And negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, so there we have a problem. So that's why this actually is not a possible solution. And we can see that graphically. There's no intersection point over here. And this does look like that's 1, 2, 3, so it looks like 3 should work. And if we check that, 3 squared is 9. Oops, 3 times 9 minus 11. What's that? 27 minus 11 is 16, square root of 16 is 4. And if we have 3 plus 1, that's also 4, so we're good to go. So that does check out.
For this question, do we have to sketch the graph or just do it?
All right, so good question. Do you have to sketch the graph? Okay, so yeah, if you're solving graphically, you're gonna have to sketch the graph. If you do it on the graphing calculator, that's fine, but you should draw a sketch showing where your solutions are and where they aren't. So yeah, so at negative 2 here, you're gonna wanna draw just a rough sketch there. 1, 2, 3, starting kind of at 3. And then here, this line crosses through x equals 1 as a y-intercept. So wherever that is right here, you're gonna wanna try and draw it like this. And then show, whoops, that's over a bit too much. Yeah, so you want to show your, just kind of a rough sketch like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just show me that you can see from the graph where your solutions are and where they aren't. Okay, does that answer the question about 7C?
Yep.
For those asked? Okay, good.